Yeah, I'm just not
Oh, I
liking
look
my own.
really close.
I just don't like my thing.
Oh,
Okay, we are live. We are live on all three, I think, right? Facebook. Yeah, we're live on all three. It says it is anyway. Oh, let me get to the comments. I am in the comments. Okay. So literally it's been a really long week, and literally the next 24 hours are going to be insane. So I really wasn't trying to do my hair and makeup for this, but I did a little bit. So because
I
I
think
just
you.
thank you. So just to wake up and do it again tomorrow. And if everybody doesn't already know, tomorrow is the tour. Well, I want to say it's the last show, but I have a feeling that they're going to extend it with
They're
Adam and
making
Zach.
an announcement tomorrow.
Yeah. WW spilling. Wait, what? God, how many times have I said it? And now what am I saying? www.spillingtealive.com. There's still tickets. Not that anybody's going to fly out to New York, but like we will all be there. All of Adam subscribers, all of our fans, literally like 150 of like our closest friends and family will be there.
And add the chat. So if you got
and the live stream, Aaron will be in the chat reminding me not to be an asshole, not to flip any tables, not to curse, and I just did. So there goes monetization for this one ever. So, oh my God, and thank God, like really, like this is crazy because Marge is going to be there. We're literally, we've been doing New Jersey, and we have thoughts on Teresa and Marge. So many thoughts, and it's like, I mean, I don't know. Like this whole week, I've shifted back and forth, but we'll have to get into it. But yeah, it's a long week, and then we're not gonna do OC live, but we're gonna record it, and then it'll be tomorrow at 11:15. It'll premiere. It'll look like we're live.
Be on Friday at 11:15.
Friday, right? It's still Wednesday. See, I've already passed the day. I've already literally gone through New York and like came home already.
You're ready for New York. I get it.
I know. I really am. My clothes are still like in the bag, but you know, that was like the last thing. Like, who am I to wait till the last minute? Like, I still have to go get my nails done tomorrow.
See, this is so Jersey of her. So
I know, and still tan, and I gotta literally tan in the morning. Go get my nails done, get a shower, and I'm not going to do all this until I get there. But like,
you sound so Jersey. So that brings me to the question: whose side are you on?
I am literally on the Catania side, only because they are the typical. They are completely in the middle, and they both had really good points. You know, Dolores made a point. And then Dolores kind of was like, well, Teresa, blah, blah, blah. And Frank said, well, maybe she should have blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say what he said, but it was on there. And then they both agreed that they need to just agree that they should have never, you know, that they just should have, they know each other very well. They know what buttons to push. And, you know, it just went really, look, I'm kind of still on Teresa's side. I just kind of am. Only because I can't get past when your friend, there's so, like, you know, like Dolores said, there's limits you don't touch. There's things you don't touch about. And if you're really that concerned, now you don't bring it up on camera. Bravo, bravo, effing bravo. Wall.
No swearing.
I said effing.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say the whole word, but that's basically what that's for. And like, you know, and I just watched the after show, and Marge, yes, Marge, I know I'm going to see you tomorrow, and I am trying to explain this, and I know you're probably going to have to agree with me. In the after show, she's still saying stuff about Louis, like she's still making her opinion known that she doesn't believe him, she doesn't think that he's a good guy. She's talking about more accusations coming out, and then we saw today that they did, and like whatever, it's the same thing though. It's just like, I hate when he says a thirsty ex-girlfriend, because it's really not a good way to describe your exes. People aren't going to take kindly to those kinds of words, but it's obvious because somebody keeps spilling these things and putting these things out there. Every time this poor man tries to get past it and they try to get over it. And it like, okay, yeah, it's concerning, but like Teresa said, I also have a past. I literally was in prison, okay? Like, on paper, Teresa will say, I'm not that great either. You know what I mean? I got a past too. So if you're really that concerned, you're just going to come to me like Dolores said, you say nothing, or you just come to me off the camera. But anyway, whose side are you on? Miss Half Glass Full Half. What did I say the wrong way? See, Teresaisms. My glass half empty friend. That's me. You're my glass half full friend. So go ahead.
So I love them both. I'm not going to lie. I still love Teresa. Love, love, love. Like she said in the show. But I'm on Marge's side. she almost had me, Teresa, in this episode, though. So close. Because when they were at the table, at the bar, rooftop bar, which was very cool to see in Tennessee.
Yeah.
When she was like saying her side about how it's been a rough year for them and all this stuff came out during the year, she had me. She almost had until she wouldn't take any responsibility. She had taken some, I would have been like, oh, this was just a rough year. I would have been there for her. I was ready to flip. I was ready to flip for Teresa, but she just couldn't go there. She couldn't just take any little responsibility.
But are we talking about the first table conversation, the first attempt at apology, or the second?
The second. She almost had me at the second. Like the first one, she kind of came out of the gate. It was Teresa's way or no way, which is Teresa.
Yeah.
But I was so close with that second meeting at the rooftop bar. So close.
Now, see, I'm on the opposite. I almost was on Marge's side until I saw the after show. And then I'm like, she's still doing it. She's literally still doing it.
Okay, but in Marge's defense with the after show, that is taped afterwards. And it's after there has been more stuff that's been done that we're not seeing. So
I know. So I guess I have to just go by the episode today.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a little hard to judge what we haven't seen yet. Because after all, she's been at the reunion and we haven't seen it yet.
I know.
Oh, I can't wait.
I know. I just don't want it to be 3 parts, though. I can't do 3-part reunions. I hate them.
I love 3. I don't want 4, but I love 3.
Oh my God. When do we have number? It's too much. Because look, I don't think there's going to be resolve with Marge and Teresa. There's just not. I agree that like both things can really be true. Teresa should not. Now, wait. Let me back up, That table, when she did the plate thing, she did that because Marge called her a stupid lying something.
Yep.
And that is why she did that.
Yep. And we do have to answer that question. That was asked last week. What happened? She called her a sick, disgusting liar, and that's when she threw out.
That is what you see Teresa go. It literally took her a second, and then it hit her what just happened. Because remember what Danielle said, pay attention. Like she was like, don't call me stupid. And she loses it. And everybody knows this. Like, they're like, we know how Teresa is. I literally can't. I can defend. I'm literally the same way, and I'm at her same age. And it's like, I am too much like Teresa to really see it any other way. But I also think like people also know me, my friends, they know me, and it's like, I don't have to, like, I can act any way I want, but I have to also accept that my friends don't have to be around it. They don't have to be my friend, and they don't have to accept my behavior either. You know what I mean? But I also have to accept that they don't have to accept it. Like, and then if they walk away, that's on me. But I still can't, if that were me, it would have been the same way. I would have done the same thing. Just like with Dolores, when Jackie started yelling at her, and Dolores is like, knock it off. Shut the fuck up. Like, come on, Nat. Like, come on. Like she's trying to like kick the dog off her leg, and Jackie's like, and then Dolores is like, I'm gonna get, like, this is it. Like, and I still like, I understand, but then, you know, it goes away. Then you're okay, and you're like, all right. And they were fine the next day. But
Dolores, let's just admit it. Okay, she's my favorite. I'm sorry, I'm prejudicial. She is my favorite. But Dolores is more like, she can get mad and then she can forgive easily. Teresa doesn't forgive easily. No. She gets mad and doesn't forgive. I think it's hard to... I feel like you're more like Dolores. You get mad and you forgive easy, too. Depending on what it is.
I forgive, but I don't hand you the gun to shoot you with again.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'll forgive. It's not forgive or forget. It's literally forgive, but I do not hand you the gun to shoot me with. It's in the back of my head. I don't ever forget about it. Oh. And it's very rare that I go back. That you're ever going to get, like I said, I'm not going to, it's on me. You stole the gun the first time and shot me with it. Now, if I hand it to you again, that's on me. You know what I mean? If I let you back in again and you fucking see, oh man, I'm bad. I'm screwed this one. This one's screwed. this life's screwed.
It's okay.
I mean, honestly, like, and that's what Teresa said. Like, Teresa in the back of her head, she's still looking at it like, you're talking about my man. You're trying to pop my love bubble. I have lost my parents. My husband was a piece of crap for 20 years. You know, I have to, you know, she's starting an entire new life. Teresa needs peace. She wants, and I disagree with Marge when she says that this can't be a happy woman. That's not true. It's because she's so happy, and she really doesn't want to hear somebody talk. Like you said, you don't want to hear people talking about the people you love. Like, you stick up for your family, you stick up for your friends.
Yeah.
And Louis is like Dolores said, came in on a shining white horse. He's not obsessed with her money. He doesn't need her money. He's obsessed and in love with her and her family, her. And I know, and Marge is on the after show saying that he likes this more than her. He's making her do all these appearances. No, he's not. Teresa likes this. Teresa, like, this is her life. Teresa can walk away and be financially fine and say, screw this, and not care. She don't need fame and fortune. She's got fortune. She really don't care about the fame. She wants love, and that's what she has. And if this show ruins her relationship, she's going to walk away. And Bravo is going to be upset.
Do you think Teresa would walk away? Is that your opinion?
Absolutely. Absolutely. She doesn't need the money. She's not really talking to anybody, and I'm sad about that. I want her to talk to her friends again, if that's how she feels. But, like, she can live the rest of her life with Louis and not have to work. Whether she has her own money. She can be financially secure. She doesn't really care. I mean, honestly, that's what I think. Do I know that for sure? No. But I mean, from what I hear and from what I can tell, I really believe that if she's willing to give up friendships for this man, she's willing to give the show up after the wedding, after Bravo puts on the production. And it's iconic, because what's more iconic than going out and her, Teresa Giudice's wedding to the love of her life, her fairy tale ending, when the first season we see Joe Giudice calling her this and that, and you're like, man, this really sucks for this woman. You know what I mean? We watched her go through such hell. And like, maybe that's too why, like, I refuse to, like, kind of not be on her side, because she put up with so much. No, it is high Gab. It is literally no excuse at all to be violent. But I understand. I feel like she's been so hurt. And Marge, and I know Marge said I've forgiven her for really too fast before. But at this point, they haven't really been friends that long. I just remember, I didn't realize now, like, looking back, I didn't realize that they didn't know each other.
Oh, like when they did that flashback?
Yeah, I was like, well, at this point, I feel like it's Dolores is her friend, Melissa's her sister. They're the people in her life, and probably Jennifer, but I think Jennifer cares about the show. If anybody cares, I believe that every single one of them would be okay and then walk away from the show. I think Jennifer's the only one, and I don't know why Marge does what she does. Like, I want to know, like, what Teresa wants to know. Why are you doing this? Why do you keep talking about me? Because if you really cared, this conversation would have happened off camera, maybe a little bit on camera, but it would not still be coming up. It would not still be coming up.
Okay, so here's my opinion on the Marge.
Okay.
I think Marge went into the season, like, we saw it right from the beginning at Teresa's party. She went right to Teresa's face and said, I think you need to get in front of this. I think you need to bring it up. And yes, Teresa did say, no, I don't want to. It's not the time and stuff. Now, I do think that Marge talked about everything that was going on. Also, at this reunion, we found out all of them talked, because when the girls were standing around, they did, except for Melissa, nod their head that they were talking about Louis behind their back. It was only Melissa that did nod her head. And I did notice that, because I rewound like 5 months ago. Oh, they all.
But they didn't bring it up first.
We weren't there, for the cameras weren't there, but they were all saying it.
Because the cameras aren't showing it.
Okay, that's a good point.
The cameras would definitely throw them under the bus. They already did it with Teresa.
But
they got her last year.
But editing, maybe they wanted it to be Marge. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like Teresa
be
Marge. So we've seen editing.
The whole montage of the introduction was, the flashbacks was all of Marge. Bring it up, bring it up, yeah. bring it up, bring it up.
But that's all with editing. We don't know what happened when.
I know.
Because they don't show everything. They tape for months.
And it's literally been a year.
And I do think Marge is one of those friends, and we know from her personality, she is one that likes to say it all, put it all on the table. She said about her affair, how she got divorced. She's put her life out there. So I think for her, in her mind, she was doing something good for Teresa by, like, putting it out there, in her mind. I know you don't agree, as you said.
No, not in our world of social.
I think she was
not in our world of Bravo and social media and very very critical fans of Jersey and Teresa's life. Honestly, it's not fun. I mean, honestly, I agree. The videos, when you get them, when you see his stuff and you hear his stuff, yeah, it sounds bad. But who isn't? Who has, if in a toxic relationship, who hasn't had those issues? Who hasn't had to grow and learn from their mistakes? He's a spiritual warrior, like his t-shirt said. You know what I mean? Like, he's all about truth. Like, and that's honestly, like, the man can't do much more than he already has. He's addressed it. He's addressed it. He's addressed it over and over and over. He's addressed his mistakes.
See, that was my problem with him. He didn't actually.
When didn't he?
No, because every time they would bring it up and they would bring it up to him, he would get like kind of aggressive. And I like Louis because I really loved Louis with the kids, and he melted my heart.
Oh, that was great.
That was great. So I'm actually not against Louis, but I do think he could have approached the situation in a more favorable way to him. He didn't have to talk. He didn't have to try and attack the ex with the rumor during that.
Yeah.
He kind of tried to divert. And even with the Marge trying to talk to him, he kind of dismissed her and basically said, I don't need to answer you. This is Teresa's friend of a couple years, and they were really close. He should have shown her respect. If he wanted respect, you show it back.
Yeah, but at that point, she was already beefing with his girl. You know what I mean? He's already looking at
Marge and him had ever talked like about this situation. He could have gone into it. She was going into it like with, you could tell with her body language. She was open to listening. He was closed.
Well, at that point, he doesn't feel like they have her best, that the women have his best interest.
But he went after
that's his perception now. And your perception is your reality.
I agree with that. But he got that perception from Teresa saying stuff. And when they had a chance to sit down with Marge in front of everybody, they could have cleared this. Like, Marge was totally willing to listen to him. She wasn't interrupting him. She really did give him the floor that day. I think if he had approached it differently, we wouldn't be talking about this now.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of, the whole end of the season, basically the whole season revolved around this. Yeah. And I don't even want to say it, but I'm glad the other one went away. The made up one. Remember? So, I hope.
I don't even know what it was, so I'm glad it went away.
Yeah. I just,
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
It's not fair.
No.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so there was wrongdoing on both sides. I will not say Marge was perfect. She could have gone about it. She's not friends with Jen. She didn't have to discuss it with Jen. That was going a little far.
Yeah.
She discussed it with Marge Sr., which I don't think was that bad because that was her mother and her at a lunch. None of the girls were around for that.
Right.
So that wasn't like, and you're going to tell your mom when you're concerned about your friend. I mean, aren't you? Don't you?
Yeah, but you're also telling the rest of the world on camera.
To me, she did seem like she was concerned that this had come out. But this is reality TV, and she was really concerned about her friend. Shouldn't we see that somebody cares that much about Teresa? I wouldn't like it if none of them discussed it and nobody cared what was happening to Teresa. I'd be pissed. I'd be like, this person has been there for you. None of you felt like you could say anything to be like, hey, Teresa, did you see this? I'd be like... I
mean, obviously she saw it. She knew about it.
Teresa kept saying she didn't see it. How are they supposed to know?
Because she doesn't want...
But I'm a person that is...
I know. It is real. It is reality. She did really say, like you said, like... It's almost like she did, and she just chose to not deal with it. And honestly, like, that's really just between him and her at this point. He really just owes her an explanation. And if you ask me, what explanation does he really owe? You obviously see the man was on a retreat. He wasn't naked. They had pants on. I mean, whatever. I've seen that on like the show You. I've seen this happen. I've seen these retreats. He was pouring his heart out. He was probably desperate to get, no matter what he says, I'm sure he had made a mistake and he wanted his family back. And what did he do? All he did was like try to make it right. It sounded corny, but it was at least he tried. And then he's him backtracking with that and saying now that the woman was crazy. When in the video, he's like, I love you. I'm sorry. I fucked up. Oh, like he could have just stuck with what he said to Joe. I lost my way, and I was in a couple toxic relationships, and just not blame the woman, because
I agree.
That off like he was kind of controlling. Yeah.
Now that we've seen it and it's out there and I've seen the full thing, I didn't think that video was that bad. I didn't know that it needed to be brought up. I would say the abuse allegations, that I would have been like, as my friend, I don't know if I would have done it on camera. You have a point with that. I would have been like dragging my friend's butt out there going, you need to be careful. You have 4 kids. You're my friend. I care about what happens to you.
But what if we learned this week in watching a certain court case play out that allegations are that, and like those allegations we see now, I mean, people in this, I will say Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's life are basically agreeing with everybody, what everybody's perception is. I have BPD. I've had to struggle with that. I understand Amber. I hear her desperation. I hear that she doesn't want to be at the abandonment. She's also a narcissist, so she also can't. She's very. It was really bad. Like, I cried for him, but then I hear her being spinning and not wanting him to leave and feeling like it's the end of the world. And at that point in those episodes, you can't really see past. You see doom and gloom, and that is it.
Do you think that's what Teresa was feeling, like the gloom and Louis, like they were are you comparing Louis' situation?
I mean, I know. I was actually just saying, like, these accusations, and we believed Amber. There's accusations that Johnny was abusive. She went to the cops. I don't know what happened with the cop thing. And we believed it. I mean, most of us kind of believed it. And then we saw in court that, no, it was kind of, they were just really in a toxic relationship. Yeah. And he didn't know how to get out of it, and neither did she.
Yeah. Now, I can see that. And there are always, they say, 2 sides to the story.
Right.
His, hers, and the truth. And I totally believe that. And I'm not saying that I believe that Louis did all these terrible things. But as a friend, I'm saying I would be careful with my friend. And if my friend chose to stay, I would just be okay. But I would address it with my friend. That's all I'm saying. I would bring it up.
And like at this point now, they've been together for 2 years. Now, real time.
Yeah, but in the show,
right,
only a year. And barely a year, because they were really just dating at that point. They weren't serious, because we know that because they were taping the year before, and she had just started seeing him.
But when she was at her house, she said,
for the best.
She said, stop talking about it. I'm addressing it now.
Yeah.
At that pool party. After that, the discussion should have never happened. I know Teresa was pissed, and she kept saying, Marge, you should have never did this. You're the one talking to the blogs. We see now it was only one. It wasn't a blog. It wasn't even a podcast. It was
and it was a friend of her mother's that lives across the street.
Yeah. I think Teresa assumed that Marge was talking to ex-girlfriends and blogs, because Marge says, no, I'm not saying it. His ex-girlfriends are saying it. And she was like, oh, what are you talking to? I know you're talking to. And I think in her head, Teresa heard, I'm talking to the ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
Just like with the analogy, she heard, you're accusing my daughter of doing this. It's not, imagine if I would have said this, Teresa. You skip all that part. In her head, she don't hear that. She hears keywords. Just like at the table.
I agree with that. She does hear keywords, and she focuses on that.
It's rage. Yeah. The rage makes her forget anything before, like, any precursor to.
She's very passionate.
Yeah. Like me. Like, after I have to reflect sometimes. And I'm like, man, I should, and I'll say to you, like, just tell me I'm crazy and I'm really just making this all up in my head. And like, really, this is not really happening. But I mean, like, and like with Teresa, I'm trying to explain it in her perception, what her perception is, because just we might not agree with it. And most of the world doesn't agree with it. But in her eyes.
You had everybody in the comments last week taking your side, not my side.
I mean, yeah, but I did say a lot though. Like, I didn't agree with the violence part, but I had not remembered that she had called her a name, and in Teresa's head, that's all she heard. At that point, it wasn't about Louis. It wasn't about anything else, but that, like, and then, but she did call Marge trout mouth. She called her fat, basically. She fat shamed her. She food shamed her. So the name calling thing, I feel like Teresa, I understand you got blind rage at that point, but you have been coming for her weight. You've been coming for her age. You've been coming for her. You're body shaming her because you're pissed. I know that she's not a bully. She's not. She's just angry and she just wants to hurt back because in her head, like she sees I've lost my parents. I have been listen, it's you lost a year of your freedom and all you have time to do is think about your life. She thought about everything she's lost, everything that she could lose, everything that she's going to lose or might lose. So now it's a miracle this man walked in her life. She lost her father and a week later, both her parents, and a week later, he walked into her life. And I truly believe her parents sent him. Honestly. It was a week after, in real life, it was a week after her dad's funeral.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize.
Mom, but it was her dad. It literally happened a week later. And that's when she met him. And she met him at the shore. And it was a random thing. I think his house or something was a couple houses down from wherever Frank and Dolores or wherever she was staying. And he would see her and know who she is. But I think they would see each other. And then I think one day he talked to her and that was it. And it was like they were almost inseparable. It's almost been 2 years. And I feel like, yes, last year we're seeing him say some freaking weird, like some kind of like red flaggy type things. But like even Joe said, like, he's just frustrated. He's really frustrated. And like Dolores is like, what I heard was this man was trying to just get her out. I come to rescue you. You know, he should never said I built this $50,000 house. The way he said it sounded very like, I'm controlling you now. You don't need to work. You know, and Marge is like, yeah, good if it's true. But it is true. Honestly, the man supported himself. Why would he be able to support Teresa? Come on. Like, Marge is saying this on the after show. Like, oh, he's broke and he's this and he's that. Like, honestly, they both have enough money that they don't, probably neither one of them have to work. The show brings her a lot of money. And I don't think, like, the wedding, like I said before, she doesn't want to get married. I mean, like, does she want to be with him for the rest of her life? Happily ever after? Yeah, great. Spiritual, like, I just feel like signing that piece of paper, they're not that interested. I just know how, like I said, it's extremely iconic. She knows this. Bravo wants this wedding. And if we're losing Bravo to Peacock, or if they're turning into almost to go to all Peacock, how iconic to walk away from a house. I don't want to say that it's over, but, you know, she's going to leave her.
Did you see Jersey's ratings this year? They're not over.
I hope not.
No, their ratings were
actually, I think they premiered it like 1.2 or something.
Yeah,
they've really fucking good.
Amazing.
Beverly Hills didn't even break 1 million. I don't think Beverly Hills broke 1 million last season, which is crazy because it's Erica Jane stuff. Like,
yeah. Jersey's already gone. See, all the other franchises are way behind. Jersey's already had their whole like big going to jail moments. All right, they're past.
Yeah, I know.
They're past that.
I know.
Everybody's behind them.
I know. Like, we were like we paved the way for jail.
Yeah,
honestly, when that happened,
so far behind. That was like season 3.
Yeah, like I was traumatized for her too because I was like, I was not yet in trouble. So to me, I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna get in trouble. Like, I gotta stop. It was a short time later.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's the thing. We're all very invested in Teresa's happiness.
Yeah.
We feel like we've been along for the ride.
Yeah.
We want that happy ever after.
I'm crying watching it last night. I cried.
But I can't say Teresa was right in this. I'm sorry. I love Teresa. I want Teresa to be right, but she's not right.
I know.
I'm on Marge's side, and
I know.
I think I'm the kind of friend that I would want to have somebody point it out to me, and I think that's all Marge was trying to do. Maybe she didn't go around about the right way, but I think the intention was good, even if her delivery sucked. But Teresa's delivery sucks all the time.
But she doubled down on this delivery for months. And she's still doubling down on it when Teresa keeps saying, please stop talking about him. Look, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you hear. I'm asking you as my friend, you stop talking about him. Everybody else can, but can you please stop talking? I really think that's all Teresa is asking. Like, of all people, please, Marge, like, if you really care about me, let everybody else talk about it. You just stop. Because it's pissing her off.
But I think this is the first time that Teresa has actually said this to Marge. She's gotten mad at Marge. She's done all these things. But we haven't seen on the season her actually go to Marge and say, don't talk about it. She said, don't talk about the video. The abuse allegations weren't out. And that would have scared anybody. They were all talking about the abuse. We saw that part.
Yeah. I know.
So that would have scared anybody. We saw Joe and Melissa talk about that. They said they weren't going to talk to their other friends, but we saw them talk about it to each other because it was scary. It's a scary thing, whether it's true or not. And I hope that it's not, because I never want anyone to be hurt like that. And I mean that for his exes. I don't want anybody to have had lived through that. But
I don't like when she said that if I have to lose some friendships to be with him, I will, because that to me is sad. Like, I feel like that could be a lot of him, because like Dolores is her friend, truly is her friend. I don't think that, I don't know. I don't think that's got to be fixed soon if it's not already. Like, I feel like Dolores, if anything, is her sister, basically. That's like, her and Melissa are basically Teresa's sisters.
Yeah.
And, they've been literally friends almost their entire lives. And it's, I hope that Dolores just, she knows her friend, she understands, but she's got to be hurt, And I know, I'm sure they talk now. I'm sure Joe and Melissa talk to her, but I mean, it's Teresa's going to have them at the wedding. Like, she has to have them in the wedding. I just feel like she'd totally fucking regret that she would totally regret it.
I am wondering what the reunion is going to bring us next week. The trailer was something, and now there are all these rumors out there that I've heard that people aren't talking to each other, and I'm hoping that's not true. But I'm wondering, we heard about Joe's walk-off. I want to know more about that. I
know. I wonder if Marge will spill anything tomorrow night. I wonder what we're going to ask her. I mean, honestly, honestly, everybody wants to talk about this. And we're literally going to have her there. I know that
I just want you to get me a picture and like.
I will. I will call. I'll try to call you like how they were able to call us in live.
You post for all your fans. You post on. By the way, everybody should follow Krista. She's on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram.
It's under The Real Tea with Krista Marie. Maybe she'll post some pictures for us all. We can all follow her. That would be fun.
I'm thank God it's streamed live, so I won't feel bad that I don't have to oh, here guys, this is going on, because the live stream came up like a half hour before, and you could see everything. I know it's in the loft part, so it's a pretty small venue, which is good.
By the way, anybody who was thinking we were talking about New Jersey, we're done now. We're going to talk about spilling tea, which we're all caring about.
Yeah, that's all. Literally, my focus was I know I had to do this because I know it's important. It was the last one. It was the day before we're going to be spilling tea live with the Marge.
We love our Jersey.
I do. I'm telling you, if you watch Frank and Tanya's stories, every single one is a repost of a fan that literally just it's a show in a show. Everybody watches it to see the show. Then they want to see the Catanias, and then they want to see Frank and the husbands. And his stories, it's just repost after repost. And I'm like, see, look at the love. I'm like, everybody loves Frank. Like, people want to see him. People want to see him. And the rest of them. Not just that's why I say, literally, people don't think it's weird. But I feel like they do a very good job of being always in the middle. So, and Frank is literally even Dolores was kind of on Teresa's side. Frank's like, well, they both have to accept that. I'm like, all right, I'll stay on Frank's side because everybody loves Frank. Frank is wrong, so I'll just stay Frank. I'll call it Switzerland.
Frank is Switzerland. Okay, we even renamed Frank. We'll let him.
He's now Switzerland. Oh,
I love Frank. I love Dolores. I think they are real friends with these people. I don't see them having changed through the years, so that's pretty cool. So I really hope the rumors aren't true that Teresa and Dolores aren't talking, because that wouldn't be cool.
Yeah.
And then I'd definitely be on Marge's side if Teresa's doing this.
Even more so. I literally said earlier, that I'm proud, thank you. They make me proud to be from New Jersey again, because people really, because it's real. You can tell that it's real. They are real friends, and you know this. It's a very small state we live in, and a very even smaller town. Or towns, surrounding towns. And they truly, are family and friends. And what we see is what we get. That is real. And they're very blessed. They know that they could give or take it. but they know what they have, and they know that their friendships are important. And I just feel like this will be the first time. I can't really say it's the first time Teresa's cut people out of her life, because she's not. I just don't see. I would feel really sad that if Dina was there, even if Dina is her godchild or God,
the rumor is that she's going to be like matron of honor or maid of honor or something.
And Dolores isn't. That would break my break my heart. I hope it's true.
It'd be great if they're both in the wedding. That's what I'm hoping for, both or none. And maybe Teresa's if she just does her girls or something. I think that's beautiful.
I kind of like maybe there'll be matrons of honor. Maybe she just tricked us with some clickbait. But she's going to be matrons because they're married. But I really feel like she doesn't.
After all, the wedding hasn't happened yet, so a lot of things can still change.
True.
And a lot of things change with weddings as they get close. So,
and we're going to have probably a whole season that leads up to the wedding filmed.
Yeah, because they should start filming soon.
Yeah,
I could ask Marge tomorrow.
I know. I'm like, start? If she doesn't hate me by then. You're not on my side. You've never been on my side. You're not loyal. You're not really from Jersey. Like, but I really am.
I'm on your side, Marge. If you're watching, yeah. I'm all Marge.
I know. I just said earlier, like, I'm too much. Like, I'm sorry, I can't see it any other way. I was like, I'm sorry, I have to defend her. I was like, and then I'm defending my defense. I'm like, but this is why I feel that way, sir. Like, please tell me you understand. Nope.
No, I think we all get it because everybody's invested in Teresa. It's hard not to after this many years. That's why it's hard not to be on Teresa's side. I do see there was wrong done on both sides. I'm not saying that, but in friendships, everybody can be wrong. I do think that Teresa went too far with it. That's what made me be like, there's a line.
Yeah.
Don't do violence. So those things were a little too far for me and my comfort. So
I agree. See, I can agree with that because, one, you've already been to jail. Two, you know that you can get an assault charge for this. You have to be just like me. You have to be mindful that don't put yourself in like I always say to you, I don't trust my mouth, so I'm just gonna get out of this one for now. I'm gonna back out of this group thing here because I just don't trust my mouth. Like I'm not gonna put myself in a position where I purposely don't go out around here sometimes because I don't, want to run into certain people. And it's just, I won't put myself in that position because I know that people don't care about my freedom at all. And they know that if I get in trouble just once, I'm done. And Teresa, same thing. Like she's not on probation. She's only, but her also going to prison before. I mean, you should be scared to litter. Like you should be scared to raise your voice, litter. I am,
Yeah.
And
no,
she was made an example of by the courts. And they're not afraid to do it again.
I do think that she was made an example of. That's pretty accurate. I think everybody.
Because the judge could clearly, and everybody could clearly see that she didn't know what she was signing.
No.
It was clear. And the judge clearly made an example out of her. And she clearly didn't understand what she was pleading guilty to. I really don't even think unfortunately, I still don't think she understands what happened. I really don't. I think it's hard for her to wrap her head around it.
Yeah. These are all very good points.
Yeah, and she just wants all she sees is somebody's trying to take my love bubble. Somebody is trying to because if she doesn't care about these rumors, then nobody else should.
But before you get married, shouldn't you be in reality, not in the love bubble? I don't know.
It's 2 years now. I mean, at this point, it is reality for them. Look, we haven't had anything. We haven't heard anything about him being abusive or, do I think he might be a tiny bit controlling? Yes. Teresa's been controlled for her, Joe controlled her entire life. So it's not,
that may be her
but
type.
She's also, right. And she's also an Italian woman who likes to take care of her man and doesn't mind having him be the man of the house. So that's who she wants, she didn't have somebody to want to take care of her before. Joe just did it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just think that I hope Joe Giudice, I don't hate Joe Giudice. I hope he's happy too. I mean,
I used to love what they used to call him Juicy Joe.
Juicy Joe. Yeah. He was Juicy Joe, though. He is.
I love Joe. I miss Joe. I hope he's doing well. In Puerto Rico, is he now? I heard. I don't know. always hear different places he's at, so I never know. I wish him.
He's living the life. I mean, would he
probably
prefer to be home with his
the
girl?
Bahamas. Bahamas was the last place.
I wonder if he has a girlfriend. He probably does. I can't see him not having a girlfriend. I mean, he's happy for Teresa.
I'm sure he has many girlfriends. Let's not lie.
Yeah. Yo, hey, like these Jersey men are almost in their 60s. I'm not gonna I'm not age shaming, but some of them are almost 60. And look at them.
Well, Joe Gorga is only in his 40s. I'm just going to say. Because
that's right. Sorry, Joey. That was my bad.
Because Teresa said that I'm 49. I'll do what I want this episode. Obviously, he's the younger brother. He's in his 40s. Yeah. And Evan is in his 40s, too.
Oh, Evan, I'm sorry.
How could you do that to Shan? Shan thinks he's so cute. She'll be so disappointed.
I love Evan. Evan's like my type of guy. Evan's my type of Jersey guy.
Oh, can I
like Frankie Tanyas, but like I like Frank's personality. Frank's a huge teddy bear to me. Yeah. But like Evan's my type, like my husband almost. Kind of just like average, good looking, works. He's not in the gym. Like he is in the gym, but he's not a Frank. A just typical Jersey Shore type of looking guy.
Can I just say how much I loved Evan in this episode when they're in the bedroom and Jackie's talking?
Yeah, let's talk about them because I love them.
I love them. They're just so...
I totally love them. I love them so much. I was like, I am shutting this shit. I said earlier, I tried to shut that down. I was like, he's like, I know you went hard. I said, I did. I really did. Because it's just not fair. I mean, you can see how much he loves her.
Oh my God, you can. When they were in the bedroom and she's confiding that she didn't do well so far this week with what her therapist was recommending, and he's like being supportive, like, and she's saying, I'm going to try today. And he's like, I'm there for you. I got you. That is just like, that's a real man. I'm just going to say a man that can be there when it's not going well and you're admitting you failed. And he's still being like, okay, we'll do better together. Like he's there for her. Like that's a real man.
Him having to watch and knowing she's struggling and she's not talking about it, and him being so afraid to even say anything to her that want to hurt her, but having to watch her lose all this weight, she did. And like, I also believe that Marge didn't realize the damage, or I'm sorry, Jennifer didn't realize, or whatever happened, whoever kept it didn't realize how damaging that is for her. Because not that she believes it's true, Jackie, it's just her children and his career and the people around here, and like, the reputation. Because like I said, most people will believe what they hear. And I'm sure there's still some people out there that might think that.
Are you talking about the kitchen scene when Jen was like saying nobody likes when light is put on a rumor, and she said it to Jackie, who's like, mine wasn't a rumor. It
wasn't even true. With it. She's like, I didn't repeat a rumor. It wasn't a rumor until she made it a rumor. Anyways, it was true, or it was, but yeah. I told you what happened with that. Yeah. They got her when she was drinking, Teresa.
That's all behind the scenes. We don't know what really happened. I want to give the producers the benefit of the doubt because we always throw them under the bus.
But they are. They deserve it. They deserve it. They do. They pick and they do. And I don't even think, honestly, I don't think they realize that. How did they not, though? That's Evan's 40th birthday party. How do you not think that she's not? You got her when she was tipsy. How do you think she's not going to say that? Like, ugh. And I know Teresa regretted it, but to admit when you're wrong is hard to do when you're Teresa. So she had to double down with it. Still.
This is true.
I don't
always double down, though.
Right. And I always say, like, look, if you're honest, I'll respect your hustle. Like, when you're honest about who you are, like, if Erica Jane, like I always say, she's never claimed to be anybody separately than what she's claimed, well, she's really not even denying anything now. She's just not caring. But, like, we never saw an emotional side to Erica Jane, so how can we really expect to see it now? We can't get accountability out of Jen Shaw. She never took it before for anything else in her life. You think she's going to take accountability for this?
That's true. I was actually surprised that Jen said something insightful in this episode.
Did she?
When she said that Marge doesn't actually take any responsibility either. But she gave points, Marge really did take a couple months to realize that she had hurt Jen. Now, Jen was partly responsible for that, but so was Marge. So Marge does take a while to come around, and so does Teresa, if Teresa ever gets there. But maybe that should be something that Marge understands about Teresa not taking responsibility right away. A couple days after this dinner, she's not going to apologize for the food going at her yet, because it takes her a while to get there. Marge should have understood that, because she takes a while to get there. That was the one thing with Marge I didn't get, that Jen had right. I can't believe Jen was right. I can't believe those words came out of my mouth.
Yeah, I tell you, like we question if she's even from Jersey, because it's like,
yeah,
where you come from? Why are you doing this?
I like Jen, but she's never usually right. So when she said that, I was like, oh,
God, good point. Yeah,
that was insightful. How did Jen come up with that? Because she doesn't usually make, like, because she's always just Teresa.
She's kind of pro Teresa. Yeah, she's pro show is what she is. She's pro housewife, be housewife. Oh. She's the only one I believe she's, like I said earlier, she's the only one that would stay. I feel like the rest of them could walk away and not care. If it came down to their family or ruining something, their lives or careers or something, I feel like if they had the choice, like Joe said, he'll quit. He don't give a fuck. Joe Gorga. God damn, I already messed this up. He said, I don't care about this show. I'm not going to fight with my nieces. Mm-hmm. I'll walk away. I don't need it.
Yeah.
And I truly believe all of them would. And none of them need the money. But Jennifer probably is too new to this and likes it a lot.
Yeah.
But like, I think that this show saved her and Bill's relationship too. I do. I think that they were struggling. I think that, like, you know, maybe he didn't realize that. I just feel like maybe they weren't on the same page. I think that they loved each other, but I think maybe they just weren't connecting. And I think on the show, going out, hanging out, having other friends, and like being sociable, being forced to work on your issues, being forced to hear about it, kind of brought them closer. And then we saw, like, we didn't even really know what to think about Bill at first.
That's true. First season, we didn't really. Then we learned to love him, and then this season,
God, so freaking love him. Oh my God, I love him so much. I'm like, he's so freaking cool.
He seems like he's in for it. I mean, even when he did have a fight with the guys, he let him go like a man. He like shook hands.
Yeah. I was so happy to see that. I was like, oh look, Bill's there. Joey and him are fine. Like, it took 1 week to resolve.
And he forgave Evan. I did think Evan went too far, but Evan was drinking, so
that broke my heart. I was like,
you can't say
that to him. How do you
when he said that Jen was a bad person? I don't think Jen's a bad person.
Or he said, "Yo, get the hell out of here. Get the F out of here." I was like,
yeah, they like wash it under the table. Those men. I really like the men of Jersey.
I really do. Like when Joe was throwing up, like, my fingers are too short to go down my throat. I was like, and he goes, I didn't care. I was like,
well, Frank is a real friend. He went and got him something.
I thought he was giving him his own thing. I thought it was going to be his own penis. I literally thought that he was black. I was like, no, he did not. I was like, oh God, thank God. I was like, did you just pull your pants? Because if he would have did that, that would have been I mean, it was just as funny as it is. But like, he's like, I'll help. Like, Frank probably would have. If honestly, he's the kind of guy that if you're lost out in the woods and with your guy friends and you need to be naked or peed on, Frank will do it. So I mean, Frank, everybody loves Frank. Everybody needs a Frank in their life, honestly.
Frank don't pee on anyone.
Seriously, if it's cold and you want to be like, he's that friend, and like he'll get naked and like all the guys will be naked and being like, Frank's like, I'm just doing it for body heat. I'm only doing it for body heat. Like,
that's a friend, but
that's a friend.
Can stay over on the other side of the room.
That's a friend. When you run and you find the first thing that's long enough to be stuck down your throat, just happens to be a penis.
He was there for Joe in his time of need. I will say that. He was.
Oh my God. I'm like, massage parlors. What? When? Where? I'm like, what year was this?
Oh my God, that was hilarious. We're talking about the breakfast snook when I couldn't believe their faces. How I couldn't believe
my faces. I'm like, where was this? Where? Here?
Everybody was like looking around.
I also forgot. I was also really young back then. Like, I would have been probably like 10 years old. I mean, because you know, they're like a couple upper class. They're like well, Frank's way older than me, but like, if him having I would have to have been like way like under 18. I wouldn't even have known where they were or anything about them. But I was shocked. I was like, I learned something new every week. I didn't even think they had them around here. I really didn't.
Well, when they asked him what kind of massage parlor it was, and he goes,
he was honest.
Good one.
I was like,
Frank.
I was like, oh boy. Everybody just, and then I'm telling you, all the girls, I could just see it all around the country are just like, oh, Frank. Oh, Frank. And like when he was talking about the furniture being broken.
Yeah.
The chinchilla. I was like, people are literally like eating us up right now because, yeah. I wanted to do Whose Side Are You On, Frank's or the giraffe? Did you see that when waking up with the giraffe picture?
That was so
like,
cute.
Yeah.
All right. So what was your favorite part of this episode?
Teresa, when Louis took all the girls outside, out back, and did that whole like, he showed like, I guess, I don't know, it was a mat or something. And he like welcomed them to the house. And then when Louis' son said, nothing goes unnoticed to Teresa. Did you hear that? He goes, everything looks great. It just, so you know, nothing goes unnoticed what you do. I was like, oh my God, what a sweet kid. Literally. That was my favorite.
My second question, what was your favorite of the season?
All of it. Well,
Jersey's always good. It's hard to pick a favorite of the season.
Honestly, yeah, because at the beginning of the shore is always my favorite because it just reminds me of I just can't wait. Like I get so excited for the shore. Like right around this time, I start excited, and I want to be down there, and I want to be. So like seeing them on the beach and like literally seeing my house as they fly over and like when they do the scene over, I was like, oh, I just want to be there. I just want to be on the boardwalk. I just want to be there. But like I really loved that scene in the kitchen with Teresa, Louis, the girls, and his sons, and him saying that to Teresa, and him even hugging Teresa. I was like, oh, because I mean, like really, how bad could he be? Look how great that kid was. He just looks like such a great kid. So how bad of a dad could he be if he has a son who's that amazing and that like so? Hey Tess, that's so polite and just who is 13? Who says that? Nothing goes unnoticed that you do. Like really, like wow.
I think we can all agree they all have great kids. I mean, these women and men know how to raise wonderful children. I think they're all wonderful.
Yeah.
They're just so cute too. I love when they have the kids on the show. I loved seeing Melissa's side with her daughter a little bit more. I thought she was really trying to be there during the therapy. That was one of the moments I really enjoyed the most.
I was really proud of her wanting to go back into gymnastics. Like when she decided, like she really did want to go back into tumbling or whatever she was doing. That made Melissa really happy because at first I was like, leave her alone. It's like she's 16. You just move. Like moving in Jersey's hard. It's hard to make friends here. You're on a show, and a reality show where everybody's got an opinion of your life, and you're 16 with your parents on a reality show in New Jersey, of all places. And thank God the schools are so close that kind of everybody knows. Like the school system where they're at, everybody knows. You're basically going to school with everybody because like you can, how it is. It's just like very close. Yeah.
It's like a small town. Everybody knows everything, and
then her not be able to, not being in sports because she had an injury. That's, she can't really make friends that way either. But like, I think that they're doing really well. Like, I think they've all raised amazing kids. I think all of the franchises, like I said, with Heather's kids, that literally brings me to tears too. Because Heather and Terry's kids are amazing. I think that all of the franchises have great kids. I really can't think of any of them that aren't. Can you? I just saw an orb behind my head.
So anybody in the chat or on the replay later, leave us a note. Let us know right now what was your favorite part of the season, because I'm curious of that. So my next question for you, as the guy, and you cannot say Frank because we all know Frank.
Oh, come on. Wait, what?
Oh, no, Frank's your favorite.
Of course.
Favorite after Frank, because I think that's a question a lot of people have asked. She always mentions Frank. Who else do you like?
Joey Gorga. I like Joey
Gorga. Okay.
Yeah, I just think I feel because they just they represent Jersey really well. They really do. They represent it really, really well. And I said that earlier. They make me proud. They all do to be from here because we had a bad rap. I said we had a really bad rap for a while. Jersey-licious fighting, Jersey Shore. Thank God situation. We've all kind of reinvented ourselves a little bit, kind of. And I think though that people appreciate Jersey because it's more real. Like you just can't. We don't know how to be any other way, and it's unfortunate. Sometimes it's a blessing and a curse.
Yes, because I think Jersey shows its real side.
Especially this reunion. People are shocked, but we're just like, that's just another day in Jersey. Like, people are kind of like shocked, and we're kind of like, oh, that's how people get, that's how they communicate. That's how her and her brother communicate. That they are really not yelling at each other. Like, her screaming at Joe like that is really her just screaming about Marge, and Joe doesn't take it seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do like him. I like Joe a lot. Like, I like all of them, but of course I'm always pro Frank.
See, I'm getting you to go to that glass is half full side.
I get there. It takes me a minute, but I get there.
I love that. I love when you get to your glass half full.
Yeah. I don't know if I can do that with Noella, but.
Well, we're going to discuss that on Friday.
But what are we going to see tonight? It's tonight, right? Yeah.
Yep, we're going to watch it tonight.
We have to watch it.
We're going to record tonight, and then we're going to show everybody else your opinions on Noella on Friday. So everybody stay tuned for that, because Krista is going to share, hopefully, her improved, let's fingers crossed, that it is better. That'll be Friday's episode, though, to see if we like Noella any better. I'm
really going to make myself a note. Do not curse. This one I screwed. Oh my God.
We all know that Teresa you relate to the most. Who out of the women would you actually like to hang out with in Jersey?
And we have to exclude the two that I'm going to say.
Yeah, not Dolores either. I just see Dolores coming right over.
I mean, honestly, Melissa and Teresa. I like Jackie. Like, I'm going to say like how Tamara says, like about Teddy. She's a nice lady. I like Jackie. I like Marge and Jennifer. They're just not my kind of Jersey people. I'm like a Teresa in Jersey. I'm Teresa, I'm a Melissa, and I'm like a Dolores. Like, it just is what it is, and that's it. Like, I'm not angry. It's just a matter of fact. I just say what it, But I just can't, like, I can't hang out with, like, I can't see anybody on the Beverly Hills side I would ever be friends with. Not even our New York people. There's just, I don't resonate with.
Well, you're a Jersey girl, and you certainly want to stick with Jersey.
I do, because I get it. Like, I live it. I get it, and
well, that's what
I don't know how to be. Like, that's kind of why, like, I had such issues last summer. I forgot that the rest of the country doesn't think of. I have to, written the way I was coming off, like, blogging when you're not showing your face. People just, I was angry. And I'm like, I remember one time I wrote about not Gretchen. The whore, sorry. Denise Richards and her Brandy. And I was like, Brandy, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, somebody's like, could you imagine being this angry at this celebrity? I was like, I'm not angry. I'm speaking matter of factly.
You should just say, I'm from Jersey. This is how we talk.
It's just, really, like, honestly, it's my delivery. That was the problem. I wasn't problematic. My delivery was problematic.
See, I don't feel like the sign behind you should be unpopular opinion anymore. I think it should be, this is my Jersey opinion.
I know. And it's kind of usually the unpopular opinion, but it's the unpopular delivery. It's my delivery. It was my delivery.
How can Jersey be the unpopular when it's one of the best franchises we have?
Listen, 1.2 million people watched it. So listen, it had higher premieres than any other show. It really did. And screw you, Andy. Try to call me out and say that that's not true. I saw the real ratings. That is true.
Well, Below Deck.
I'm talking about Housewives franchise.
Oh, Housewives. Okay.
Yeah. Nobody has broken 1 million except I think maybe Candy since COVID, like as premiere I was watching, honestly. Yeah. And
Jersey is holding it strong. So I really feel like you don't have a popular opinion anymore. You have the Jersey opinion, and that's what we come for. That's why we love you.
I'm glad because last year everybody hated that. But
yes. But now we know you're from Jersey, so it all makes sense.
Like, honestly, it makes sense now, right? Like, everybody gets it.
It makes sense now.
Like, I feel like I'm being really loud right now, and I am being really loud. My husband would, like, tell me to shut up. Like, he'd tell me it's, like, relax right now. But, like, I'm just passionate. Honestly, I just literally...
Did you see everybody at that bar when Margaret and Teresa were fighting? Their, like, heads are turned and stuff like that. They weren't used to Jersey. They didn't know.
Oh my God. I was like, how dare us bring a bunch of Jersey Italians into a Nashville bar and think that there's not, and then think that they would like not be kicked out or like people would look at them
Listen, but you have a fight in Jersey. Nobody even blinks. Nobody looks around at all. Not one person looks
Nobody.
the Jersey show.
Honestly, we don't. We pay no attention. We don't really want to be involved. We don't want to know. We don't want to know. I say it all the time about my neighbors. We are all messed up. Like, we don't bother with each other's business. We respect it. We don't want to know. Do you want to be called to court? And do you want to be called on a witness stand and say, do you know so-and-so? Do you know? Listen, I'm fine not knowing shit. Unfortunately, but I don't want, like, just don't tell me. I don't want to know. Protect me.
So this is now the Jersey advice. We don't want to know.
Honestly, we don't. We really don't. We don't want to hang out with criminals. We don't want to know your business. Don't tell me that you're doing this. I don't want to know. I'm not getting called into questioning.
You really do sound like Dolores right now. I just want you to know. You are... Dolores is streaming through you right now. That is Jersey. It's just Jersey comment if I've ever heard one in my life.
We just don't. I don't know. I don't want to be on I do not want to be on a witness list and have to literally talk and commit perjury and lie on your ass and just say you didn't do it because you did. Like, I don't want to be that person, because I'm the one that's like, denied till you die. I will, like, ride it. I'm the ride or die to the end. But if you get me on a witness stand, I sure as hell not. It's going to be hard for me to lie for you. I'm sorry. So just don't tell me anything. I don't want to know. Watch The Sopranos. You'll get it. You just, I don't want to know.
Well, I know you wanted to wrap this at an hour, and we're about to.
Yeah, I hate that.
I love that. I love hearing your Jersey opinion.
Well, thank you. I know, guys. Listen, I'm, like, not even saying everything I'm supposed to say. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to.
Please comment, because I love going back and reading them. So it's so much fun.
It lasted all week. We had opinions about Marge and Teray all week. So
yeah.
And listen, it was the finale. I'm gonna see Marge tomorrow. So anybody has anything to say to her, you let me know, and I will show her. Down below. Anything, nice, bad. I feel like Marge is an understandable person.
No bad for my Marge. I'm Team Marge.
I'm gonna hug her. I'm gonna be like, I just know that if you ever hear my opinion, just understand that I'm saying that we all know how each other is. We need to just know that, like, it's not going to go over well. And there's just certain things you don't touch on. You just don't. Especially bravo, effing bravo. Do not break that fourth wall. But if you have to, I would.
All right. What is our question for the replay crew this week?
I want to know if I am wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. If anybody tells me, I want to know. I need further discussion on this, because I feel like I haven't really budged. I have a little bit, but I still see it through Teresa's eyes. I'm trying to get her perspective and her perception, because your perception is your reality. That's truly how you feel and how you react to things. We might not agree with it, or everybody else, but if Teresa's not worried about it, then we need to not worry about it. And if she says don't worry about it, we need to listen. Like, just shut the F up and stop. Because she's, like, literally, a miserable Teresa is a miserable housewives. It is. It affects everybody. When it's a happy Teresa, we have a happy Jersey Housewives, and we're all happy. If Teresa's happy, we're all happy. So just, can we please just let her be happy? I don't have the energy to debunk any more rumors.
Yes, and if you do disagree with Krista, put it down below, because last week I lost in the comments, and Krista did not stop.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of Marge. I'm getting a lot of Marge
comments. All Teresa. So I need some Marge's comments this week, people.
I know. I guess everybody I paid to comment on Jersey's side.
Yeah.
The poor people that agree with me.
Yeah, Krista actually she texted me. She's like, another one said Teresa. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but today, though, I was getting Marge all day.
Oh, finally. Jeez.
I know. I was like, man. I literally said to somebody earlier, before I get blasted, I'm watching it one more time so I can get as many points as possible for Teresa. I'm trying to add, all right. She said sorry for 2 seconds, guys. Come on, give her a couple points for that.
She sound like Joe.
But then you got to take points away when she says, I'm saying it when I feel like it. I was like, well, there goes minus 5 points, Teresa. Thanks a lot. You're not helping me out here. I'm really trying here. But, I'm just trying to show the world and, out of her eyes, because, like Dolores, she knows her friend. And I know that person. And I know what she's thinking, and what she's hearing is not what was really being said, but that's what she hears. She hears, you just called me this. You're trying to pop my love bubble, and you won't stop talking. That's her perception. Right or wrong, that's her perception. All right. So, so wrap this up, because how long do we have?
We're over an hour now. So I'm so sorry.
How many hours until OC comes on?
We have about an hour and a half till OC. So we do got to wrap this up so that we can get ready for our OC.
Yeah, I'm going to pack for New York too.
Yep. Woo. And
like,
everybody,
I'm really kind of having FOMO that they're all out there having fun right now, and I'm literally not that far. I'm like, I feel like
everybody go follow her on Instagram, and hopefully she'll post some pictures for us.
And I'll go live. I'll go live tomorrow night too.
Yeah, she'll go live.
Yeah, I'll have everybody like, hey, here's the Marge. She doesn't hate me, guys. Hopefully. Yeah. And
I will be on the live stream on Adam's I'm so sorry, Zach and Adam's live stream on the spillingtealive.com. If you got your tickets, I will be in the chat tomorrow night, so please say hello.
Yeah, and Jason does really good at like commentating everybody in the live chat and making sure that everybody gets their questions read. And he gets really it's really exciting. I'm so excited. I want to cry. I'm so excited for them. Like when they start cheering for Adam and coming on stage, it makes me cry. I'm such a proud mom.
When they both ran up the stage, I was like, yes.
I know. I owe Adam everything. I really do. I really do.
Adam and Zach are amazing.
Like they really are. And Jason, honestly, because I think that Jason is Adam's grounding. So I don't want to get all emotional. So let's go.
All right. So, bye, everybody.
We'll see you. Bye, everybody. They end it, and then I'll talk to you. All right, guys. All that, comment, subscribe, all that stuff.